everybody, it's Az here from Hill vs Babyface. I was going to have this uploaded overnight, ready for the morning, but the way that the last video was kind of taken, I thought it's probably best if I leave it to the evening, because that seems to get the best response from people and gets people engaged. Now, I'm going to start off en route to the next area, and I saw this quest here and I thought, oh brilliant, this is going to be nice and easy. Just get 5 poisonous blades off these creatures. These Mogu have got loads in the hand, and no blades drop. So this guy, he's got 2, the other guy's there got 1, so there's another 3. 1. So it's another one of these belting quests that, although the object that they want you to collect is clearly on show, you can't get it. So you have to end up killing multiple amounts again, before you can finally get there. So, anyway, when I finish this quest, all I'm going to do is hand it in, but then continue on the main quest line that I was given from the village, because it's going to lead to something very interesting indeed. Now, I got some very, very good responses to the last video on comments, and I'm glad that we don't all agree, because first of all, if we all agreed, the world would be a very boring place. Now, one of the comments that I got was very well written indeed, and kudos to that, and they were saying that if you read the quest text, then you'll realise that there's a good storyline behind a lot of the quests in place, and because Blizzard don't do voice acting, then that quest text plays a considerable amount to make the experience of the quest itself fun. Because it explains how we had to get the ingredients to get the mass to create, to put onto the villagers, to get rid of the shard, spare, etc, etc. Now, to a degree, I understand and I appreciate, because, you know, well-written quest text is all well and good. However, I don't buy for one moment that that then justifies the boring presentation of quests. Because Blizzard have clearly shown throughout the course of this expansion, previous expansions, that they have the ability to produce some very, very interesting and immersive questing and storylines that have been told through the actions you do yourself within the quest, and not the quest text itself. Okay? So just look at the beginning. When we landed at Pandaria, all the quest text really had to say was, you know, we're landing and the Alliance attacking. That was the general gist of the quest text. However, the story that was projected through your actions was phenomenal. The ships getting destroyed, they get set on fire, the way that you had to then jump onto the cannon, mow down the Alliance, that you then grappled down, went into the base, had to attack them head on. So although there were kill quests there, if you saw the video, I said, look, these are necessary kill quests, because they are following the storyline, and they are going and immersing you within this storyline, because it was a very immersive atmosphere. You still felt at all times that you're at war. So yes, well-written quest text is all well and good, but it doesn't make up for the presentation of a quest. And Anduin, what are you doing here, sunshine? Well, it looks like the lovely Princess Stormwind is going to play almost a Thrall-esque type character in Mists of Pandaria. What I mean by that is also, don't step on the traps, is he sees the bigger picture. Remember, Thrall left being the war chief because he saw the bigger picture. He realised that there's more at stake than just the Alliance and the Horde fighting each other. There was the whole world to consider. And I think Anduin has the same type of attitude in Mists of Pandaria. He wants to get rid of this Shah corruption, and he believes it's a lot bigger than this war that's going on between the Alliance and the Horde. So there might be some more business to do with Anduin a little later on, so stick around for that. Now, I've got 3 quests here now. To get here, I had to meet up with a panda en route who crushed the neck of a lizard man. We then went on an escort together, where we were attacked a couple of times. He took an arrow in the knee. Yeah, nice little prop to Skyrim. And it's taken us to that small little encampment where it's given me 3 more quests. And the first one is to kill some lizard men. Second one is to get rid of some traps. Getting rid of the traps is pretty funky, actually, because it's not just go over to the trap and deactivate it. Again, it just takes a little tweak to make something fun. They give you a stick, and you have to poke the trap. And it looks quite slow, and this is, you know, sped up ×4. So when, so when you're actually doing it in the game, you're just like... to get rid of the trap. It's actually quite interesting, quite fun. And then it gives you a crushingly ridiculous quest. One of the ones, again, are referred to as the Basilisk Brain quests, where it wants you to kill 6 merc scales, which are the serpents within the rivers, and then take their heads. But as you can see from looting that, a lot of them don't appear to have a head. And I'm not going to have a go at Blizzard for this whatsoever, because recently, if you follow my videos on a regular basis, you realise I took a few days off, 2 or 3 weeks back, because I had a nasty little cold, and my voice was all over the place, I could hardly speak, and so I went to the doctors. Best thing to do is when you feel something like that, get to the doctors, get some antibiotics into your body, and get repaired very quickly. So when I went to the doctors, there must have been around about 12 of us there, and 6 of us didn't have heads. So, you know, quests like that can happen. They are complete and utterly based in reality. And yes, the sarcasm meter has just fallen off the hook. So, I've nearly cleaned up with the old traps and the lizard men. In actual fact, I have now. So I've got to find these mysterious merc scale heads which seem to be eluding. And again, it's just one of those frustrating things, because the logic dictates if somebody gives you a quest to get the body part of an animal, I will stress this again, you don't then tackle that animal in a manner that's going to eviscerate it and not allow you to collect the part that you want. So if I get sent off into the jungle to kill snakes to get their head, then I am not then going to run up to them, grab them by the neck, take them down the riverbank, squash their head with a brick, and then go, "Oh, I needed that." No. So anyway, the pain is over. The pain is over. I can get back to the village. And it leads, fortunately for me, into a more interesting quest. And as you can see, the experience level has raised up once again. But unbeknownst to me, I didn't realise quite what I was walking into now. And it took me a little while of thinking, God, this is tough. This is tough. They're hitting hard, you know. It's taking a little while for me to kill them. This is tough. And I think I was halfway through these 3 quests when I realised that these are all level 87 now. And I'm just level 86. So I felt it a little bit weird, because the village that we did the initial questing at was all level 86. It then sent us to the panda who was in the wilds, who had the arrow in the knee. And then he took us to the camp, and everything else that we've been doing was all level 86 stuff. And then suddenly it's thrown us into a big level 87 area. So it's like, okay, thanks. So anywho, what do I have to do here? Well, there's 3 quests that it's given us. One, I have to destroy these corruptions around the place, these Shah corruptions. Manifestations. And I also have to try and deliver hope to these hopeless monks or hopeless acolytes that are all around the place. And the way that you deliver hope to them is by destroying the Shah corruption in their vicinity, because when they die, they explode and they have an AoE effect. And the AoE effect, first of all, heals you, which is nice because you do take hefty amounts of damage. And secondly, it washes a wave of hope over that person, and then they are then renewed and they run away. So that's the way to kill them. Now the little ones aren't so hard to kill, and it's all nice because they do explode and give you that health increase. So when you have been taking a bit of damage, as I am, I think we've already established that I'm more of a crystal cannon than a glass cannon. You know, drop me in the wrong direction, I think I'm just going to shatter. But there's also a third quest here as well. And on either side of the temple, there's a pagoda. And on the pagoda, there's a big, nasty Shah corruption, and we have to destroy that to cleanse the area. And it's very tough. It's relatively tough, because the corruption that's on the top is going to do some nasty attacks. So when we get to that, which is very shortly, then I'm going to talk you through a couple of things. And also, one of the sides is bugged. So I do have to scoot the footage on a wee bit after that. So we're nearly done with these. The Shah Corruption's pretty cool. These guys here also do an attack, which is actually a new Death Knight attack, by the way. So if there's any Death Knights watching, you are getting a really, really funky new spell in the new expansion. I think it's called Asphyxiate, off the top of my head. And it's basically the death grip from Star Wars. you use like an invisible force to choke somebody, and it's just like, which is funky fun. So here we are on the pagoda, and this is what the big Shah of the Corruption does. It spews out these mini ones, and if I were you, I would kill them single target, unless you've got humongous AoE. Because remember, when they destroy, they explode and they heal you up. And then the big corruption itself, it also does, first of all, a pulsating AoE. And it also manages to spew like a breath on you. And if the breath hits you, firstly, it does huge damage. I mean, massive damage. And it's constant. It's like a wave of damage going over you. You've got to get out the way of its breath. And it also slows you down if it hits you as well. So if he's got multiple ads out at the same time, it's going to be very difficult to get away. Bit nasty. And then the other side, as I said, is bugged. So I just have to scoot the footage on a little bit here. And when I got to the top, luckily, he was very nearly dead. And I could just finish it off. So now Anduin wants us to go inside and kill the Shah of Despair himself. So it's quite a critical moment, because these are the nasty pieces which are scattered all around Pandaria. You've got the Shah of Anger, the Shah of Hate, the Shah of Despair. You know, they are all over the place. And here he is. He's a big, nasty brew. And again, it's a really tricky fight. I got in a lot of trouble with my glass cannoning in the nuts. And had to retreat. Look at that. How on earth have I got out of that alive? It's ridiculous. Again, he does a big pulsating attack. He has a hefty attack, just a normal smack you in the face attack. Again, he spawns mini ads and also drops stuff on the floor, corruption on the floor, which will tick for hefty damage, and then when it's finished will explode up into like a geyser and send you flowing up into the air. So there's some nasty, nasty things going on. Unfortunately, somebody else came in at the same time. They had the same quest, and we managed to polish it off. So, phew! So there we go. This ends the storyline. So I'm going to go back to the village that I dropped the first quest off in to continue from there. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I shall be back with some more stuff later. Take care, everybody. Nice blue item. Ooh. Bye-bye.